Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I am Adam McKola. We're here outside St Mary's. United's team bus just behind us, getting ready to leave. United 2, Southampton 2. Both managers came into this one under pressure today. Mark Hughes under intense pressure. Jose Mourinho under intense pressure too. And both managers got a point today. And it's probably a point that doesn't help either of their causes at all. United, we fall 2 more points further away from that top 4. And of course, Mark Hughes and Southampton don't move away from that relegation zone. So it's a difficult result for both sets of fans to take. But from a Manchester United perspective, it just wasn't good enough for Manchester United today at all. You look at that defence, Jose Mourinho comes into it saying, I've only got one centre-half. Rojo's on the bench. You don't have to pick Matic at centre-half. Yet that's what we went with. We went with Nemanja Matic, who has been poor for Manchester United for weeks, for months. He's been poor for United in a central defensive midfield position. And we go and stick him at centre-half. I just couldn't get my head around that one at all. We had no Delo, who was rumoured to be starting. Ashley Young starts. Luke Shaw starts. And there's no Smalling. So Jones starts. And the defence was makeshift. And United's performance was makeshift. We went 2-0 down. And we deserved to be 2-0 down. Their free kick was absolutely superb, to be honest. It was an incredible free kick that David De Gea had no chance whatsoever with. But their first goal was dreadful defending from Manchester United. Nemanja Matic tried to get a challenge in. Awful challenge, didn't even make an impact. Fellaini the same, awful challenge, doesn't make an impact. The players gone around 2-3 players, and then Southampton are 1-0 in front. And it was just like I said, their fans are now going to get up for this. Southampton are going to get up for it, and they're going to get confident that they can get a result. 2-0 down then, once they get that set piece, you could kind of just feel the goal was coming, and it was an incredible free kick to make it 2-0. After that, we were fortunate to get back into it a little bit. Some decent work from Marcus Rashford, who I don't think any Manchester United player stood out today. I'm not going to say any player was very good, but Marcus Rashford was our best player today. And he set up both goals for Manchester United today. Romelu Lukaku got a goal, his 5th goal of the season, his first goal since September. And I was so glad to see him score. But throughout the game, yet again, he showed reasons why he shouldn't be starting for Manchester United. His first touch was poor. His second touch was a tackle. And Lukaku is looking like his manager, is looking like his team at the moment. We just look dreadful. And Lukaku is too, despite his goal, which hopefully can go on into the Arsenal game and use that as a confidence booster, but his general performance wasn't there today. At one point, his touch was so awful, he went down and pretended to be injured, and you're thinking, Ram, come on, like, you know them ones when you do something bad and you're just like, oh, I'm injured really. It wasn't because I'm just crap, it's because I'm injured, and it's like, Ram, please don't do that. But nevertheless, he got that goal. Ander Herrera also got a goal as well. And again, it was Marcus Rashford making things happen. Marcus Rashford got to the byline, pulled it back. Ander Herrera with a cheeky flick, and it's 2-2. You're thinking, come then, United, let's go for it. We've already shown now, whenever we push forward, we look like we can score. Whenever we go forward, we look like we can score. Guess what happens? We revert back to the way we were playing at 0-0 when we went 2-0 down, and we allowed Southampton to come into it. We allowed Southampton to come onto us. Why is that seem to be the tactics whenever we level in a game? Let the opposition come at us. Even the opposition that are 19th in the table now. I think Southampton, on paper, aren't the 19th worst team in the Prem. I don't think they're that bad, generally speaking, but on form, on confidence, with their manager under pressure, we had a big opportunity today, and we just didn't take it. And then when you score 2 goals in quick succession and get back into it, they're going to be thinking negative things. They're going to be thinking, oh, here we go again, just like their fans. Mark Hughes was fuming on the sideline, but we didn't make it count. We didn't capitalise on getting that pressure, and we reverted to the same drab football that we've seen. And to be fair, we were lucky to come out of this with a 2-2 draw. David De Gea again making some excellent saves in the second half, and all in all, our football just wasn't good enough, and performances all over the park today. You point at and say not good enough. Ashley Young, awful. Thankfully, he's booked, so we won't play against Arsenal midweek. And that's really bad to say that I'm glad that one of our players is suspended. Delo came on, so that's a good thing. Hopefully, we get to see more of him. Luke Shaw injured now. That's a shame. So we got Luke Shaw injured, Smalling injured, Lindelof injured. Like, I don't really care Smalling's injured, but the injuries are adding up in defence. And now we're just going to get to see more madness from Jose, putting Matic and Fellaini and McTominay back there. It don't make sense to me because the options are there. You got a Rojo on the bench. Like, put him in. Why go with one centre-half when that's not your only choice? It seems like at the moment, He's doing some things with the selection to make a point. His selection is to make a point to the board, make a point to Ed Woodward, make a point to the fans. When he reacts about Rashford's miss midweek, oh, look, it's not just me. And it always seems to be, it's not just me. You've got to give your team the best chance. And I just feel like when we're picking teams and making substitutions and all that, we're not doing it to give the team the best chance to win that game. We're doing it to prove points. Rashford today, we spoke about this on the preview, and Mo reminded me of it. Rashford today got taken off. He was our best player. We done that in the last game when our best players were getting taken off, and we've done that in the game prior to that against Crystal Palace. Lingard and Mata getting hooked off when they were the ones that looked like they were going to make something happen. It's really, really baffling. And look, the players have to take some responsibility for some of the things that we're seeing. Paul Pogba again today was poor at times, and you've got to take some individual responsibility before your performance. But overall, the manager has to take this blame, because the football isn't good enough, the tactics aren't good enough, the man management isn't good enough, the substitutions aren't good enough, our league position isn't good enough, we've got negative goal difference, we're out of the League Cup, yes, we got through in the Champions League, and you're looking at all these things and you're thinking, how can you blame anybody else but the manager? We've got Ed Woodward in the board who's scared to pull the trigger at the club because he knows that he's also responsible. If he has to sack this manager, it's another failed manager under his regime. So he's not really making a decision. We've got players that aren't really playing for the manager, but we know there's so much more in them. We've got some players that just quite frankly aren't good enough for Manchester United. And it's a weird mix at the moment. And when I look at the boss on the bench, it's exactly how I feel. And when I look at the team, they reflect their manager. And ultimately, you can pull out all the excuses you want about money and spending and defenders and this, that, and the other. But Jose Mourinho, you are to blame for this. This is your third season. Your third season. We can't defend. We can't pass wind. We can't create chances. We're not scoring goals. So who do you blame? Because when we bought Alexis Sanchez is one of the best players in the Premier League. Anthony Martial, absolutely fantastic player. Paul Pogba, won the World Cup, one of the best midfielders in the world. You signed these players, and now all of a sudden people are looking at them and saying they're not good enough. Give me a break. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about the result, the performance, the manager, the players? Who is to blame? Get your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and keep it locked to Full Time Devils for more fan reaction in a bit.